Hey guys, and welcome back to another Factorio Sitting Support of Space episode. I'm just sitting here watching trains. Quite a few have been added. We turned on pretty much all the copper smelters, or added trains to them at least. They're not necessarily on. But we've set up all the circuit things as well. Also, a few modifications to this area is I cleaned up all the crap that was on the ground from our nuking stuff. Cleaned up a bit of this. There's a little trash train running back and forth bringing the stuff, and that looks like that was actually his last load. He actually may be being empty, like just be empty at this point, going back and forth, which I don't want, so I'll have to kill that. But today, I'm going to do a few things. First off, you'll notice I've added a few labs here. I actually had quite a few packs at the starter base still built up that I didn't realize. And figured I could probably do some research, maybe even finish this research. So I just threw a few labs here. There's 5 here, and then there's 5 over there, and that's it. Just a little thing to kind of chug along slightly in the background with the packs I had left over. We had quite a few of everything except red, green, blue. So what I am going to do this episode, you guys, is set up a little bit of pack production down here. We have these blank modules. I think we may need purple too, so I may need to add a 4th one here. I'm not sure, but really, come on. We're going to set up these blank modules that came with this section and set them to make some science packs. There's only going to be one machine for each, you know, not very fast, but enough to kind of chug along in the background, burn those packs. And then we're gonna do some other kind of a little bit of different stuff. We may mess with the furnace thing a bit, and I'd like to explore this lake because I'm thinking that this may be a really good place for a silo, for the silos, or yeah, more than a silo. We're gonna need definitely more than one. I'm thinking like 6, but this would be a good place for the silos in the lake, so I kind of want to go check that out. But let's go ahead and set this up first. So I'm gonna need some modules here. I'm gonna speed module them. Sorry, I had to yawn, jeez. But you do want to usually productivity module your science. However, for this particular application, since I can't really beacon them at the same time, I'd rather just speed module them. It's a bit of a waste of resources, but it's only one machine each. It's not really that many resources to waste. And I have like a huge abundance of them because I'm making them at huge scales, but not actually using them at huge scales yet. So that's kind of the reasoning behind that. Please don't run me over. So let's run down here. Let's see if I can figure out how to set these up. I had a little bit of an explanation, but I don't know if I can actually do this. So we have these blank modules. Let's set the recipes first. So red, green, and blue, and I think we'll want a purple one as well. Okay, so they already have all their inserters and stuff set up, but what we need to do is actually make it so that these guys, you know, request what they need and can be controlled by the make everything control. So how you do this, and the reason I'm showing you this is because a lot of people probably have the make everything blueprint since it is on my website now, but may not know how to set these blank modules. So we look at these constant combinators and we'll see the wires. So this bottom one goes to this guy, this one goes to this guy, and this top one goes to that guy. And then this one is, I believe, the top one here. Yeah. So what we do is we need to set the ingredients in here, and you just have to essentially tell it what it needs, not necessarily how much. So I'm just doing 1 and 1 because this takes copper and gear. Oh, that's the wrong freaking one. Wrong one, I think. It's this one. Start here. Copper and gears. So that's step 1. Step 2 is setting in this guy here just what you want to be made. Plus, and then you don't change anything else. So this one actually controls this guy. This one here is what controls this first one. So you go into here and you set it to whatever the recipe is. So Science Pack 1, and that's it. Now, theoretically, this should work if I set up the amounts up there in the controller, which we'll do in a second. This one goes to the green. So then this one needs belts and inserters. And then for blues, we need a circuit, or red circuit, engine, and electric engine. So let's go ahead and go into here, that electric, not electric engine, electric mining drill, boom. And then this one is the top one, so we need an electric engine, a assembler, and a furnace. Yep, it's that one. Oh, assembler, furnace, and electric mining drill. Okay, so then now we already set that one, so let's set this one up. So this guy's just going to be green. This guy here goes to that one, so that's going to be blue. Blue. And then this one goes to this guy. You can see where it's kind of hooked up to here to these inserters. So then this one goes to purple. And that theoretically should do us. So now if we go over here to the controller and we tell it how much of each we want, I'm just going to do like 200 or something. So we could go into this one. So we say red. We want 200, so if it drops below 200, it'll make red. Same with green, same with blue, and same with purple. And theoretically, these guys should be getting their requests. Oh, shoot, no! I almost panicked there. That almost was a death. Oh, jeez. No, shit! Oh, man. Had that been multiplayer, I think I would have died. Thank God for 0 lag in single player. Oh, man. You guys are probably upset. I know you've been waiting for a death. Now this one is not going, and that's because we're not below whatever amount I set, 200. There's more than 200. There's 400 and something, so that's why he's not going. But these guys are going. They're requesting what they need to request. So that's how you set up these blank module things for these. And there we go. So they're not too fast. Even once I add speeds, they're not going to be very fast, but they'll do something, right? I mean, we're making probably 30 a minute, maybe. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 25, 30 a minute. We can check production in a second here. I would have been upset if this little dinky train ran me over too. I do want to make a note, not in relation to this video, but in relation to the first video of a new series I started, the Megabasing 101 with Mojo and Zuri. You guys seemed to really like it. It was really well received, but there were some technical issues that I just quickly want to address because, you know, I'm sure quite a few of you watch that as well as this now. So essentially, I'm going to grab a helicopter and start flying over to the lake while I talk. Essentially what happened is YouTube really effed up. So I processed the video like normal. Video was done in 4K, like all my other ones are. I uploaded it, and I uploaded it about 7:30 last night. And it uploaded fine. In the processing bar, like after you upload a video, it says processing. I let that finish. Now, if I normally release it right when that's done, you get 360p. And sometimes I do that, and that's why that happens. But I didn't want the first video to be 360p initially. I wanted it to come out so you guys could see it like at least 1080p. So I let it render for 2 hours afterwards. I didn't upload it until, well, by the time the processing little progress bar was done, it was like 8:30. I didn't actually publish it until like 10:30. So I was like, you know, it's been 2 hours. I'm sure it's at least like 1080p by now, because normally it only takes like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours to do that. And I start seeing comments about 360p. I'm like, well, okay, YouTube must be slow. I wait about 1 o'clock when I'm ready to go to bed. Still not anything past 360p. I wake up this morning, tons of messages about it still being 360p, and essentially YouTube just completely screwed up, and the video stuck at 360p. They just never rendered it. They never processed it correctly. So what I've done is I've left it up at that quality, and I want to apologize for that, but I felt it was really not worth the loss of traction it gained, but also very importantly, either the really great comments in regards to people being excited for the series, but even just not even counting that is just the good like questions people had, and other people did a really good job answering and stuff. All that would be gone if I had to re-upload. And here's the real here's the real rub is to actually re-upload a new copy, I have to completely delete the old copy because YouTube is retarded and won't let me upload a second copy because it's the same length and file size as the first one, and it's a duplicate, which, I mean, it is a duplicate, and they won't let you do that. They won't let you upload a duplicate. So I have to fully delete the first one to upload a new one. So that just completely flushes all the awesome comments, all the good questions and answers, all the views and traction it gained down the drain. So what I've tried to do, and I'm just exploring this, like, I'll get back to what we're doing here in a second, but I want to give you a bit of an explanation. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving it at 360p. I've made an edit with the YouTube editor, which also blows. And that's now, what I did is I took about 10 seconds off the end of the video off my end card to A, make it a different length so that I can upload a new version without it bitching at me and me not having to delete the original. And if I can get that done, I will upload a new one in HD, and I will just link that in the description of the current one that's out that's 360p, and I'll pin a comment with the HD version. However, I did that edit. It was 10 seconds off the video. That's all it was. I just trimmed 10 seconds off the video. I did that at 11:30 a.m. this morning, and it is now 9 o'clock p.m., and the edit still has not taken. I saved it, and so what you do is you do the edit, and and you save it and stuff, and then they have to actually do the edit, right? It doesn't happen instantly. And last time I did an edit like that, it took maybe 6 hours to do, but that was cutting like 2 hours off of a video. I cut 10 seconds off of this video, and it's now been like 9.5 hours, and they still haven't applied the edit, which means that this is actually a really good lake for, perfect lake for rocket silos. They should fit right in here. I'm gonna try to clear a few more of these biters. So essentially that means that it's still the same length, so I can't upload a new one. And I was also hoping that by doing the edit, it would force them to re-encode the video and maybe make it work in correct resolution. But again, since the edit hasn't taken after 9.5 hours, it's still stuck at 360p, and I can't upload a new one. So there's a story on that. YouTube is just stupid. I don't know what else to say. It's really frustrating. Like, had they let me upload a new copy, it's like, it's a duplicate. I mean, come on, dude. Like, I even unlisted the video. It's like, really? You're not gonna let me upload another one? I named it differently. They don't care. They're like, nope, screw you. It's the same file size and links, so it's a duplicate, which it is. But it's like, really? Had they let me do that, it would have been uploaded HD probably 6 hours ago. Well, actually, as of the time this video goes out, probably more like 10 hours ago. And, hey, put these robots away. And I would have linked to it, and we would have been good to go. But I don't know what to tell you. So that's what's happening here, guys. I'm sorry about that. That's like the worst. Anything else, had it been like 2 episodes in, had it been 5 episodes in, actually the farther in it would have been into the series, the better. But the first episode, which is the most important for a series, getting completely screwed up like that is really not good, and it's extremely frustrating, because it's like either way, it just screws everything over. By me either having to completely re-upload it or it being stuck at 360p, it's like a lose-lose situation. So I just chose one of the losses, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna clear these guys up, and this should be good. This is a nice lake here. We can have rocket silos in here, have materials made out here. Because I don't think it will all fit on an island. Have the trains come into an island, kind of like we did with the oil down here, and have the rockets ready to go. It should be really good. I'm very excited. So let's clear these guys out. I hadn't done combat in a little bit. I thought it was maybe a bit of a different change up. These are some actually huge bases. We're this is not RSO biter generation out here. Now I have turned off expansion a while ago. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. We're about ready to get rid of the helicopter mod. I think almost all the pack stations are hooked up and stuff to the main line as well, so we should be pretty darn close to get the pack trains working and not have to use the helicopter anymore. Should be pretty cool. It'll feel good to ride the pack trains around. Screw you. Get wrecked. I wonder. I'd like to not die, especially over the water. That would actually be bad. I think I might die. I'm not quite sure what would happen if my heli got killed over the water with me in it. That could be bad. Alright, so let's head back. What still needs to be done? Well, we built the rocket fuel thing, except I'm now figuring out it needs to kind of be moved, which sucks. Because we actually want the materials, the rocket fuel, the low density structures, and the control units as close to the silos as possible. Like I said, I don't think they'll fit on an island, so we'll have to put it on the shore. But at 4 rockets a minute, we need trains almost constantly in and out of those materials. So having it as close as possible, because they only stack in 10s, are going to be important. So we may have to move the rocket fuel, but we need to design low density structures and right control units, which I suppose we could work on now. Like I said, it's a really simple build. It's I mean, it's about as simple as you can get, pretty much equivalent to like the speed module build or an engine build, because you don't have any direct insertion from other machines or anything. It's just requests. You request 2 items for each, I think. Yeah, or 3 for low densities, and we may do some tapering because it will take quite a few machines. I prefer to do it in one build, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be doable or not. Ah, shit. Okay, well, they took them and gave them back? Cool. Alright, so yeah, I'm not really sure. Let's mess with the furnace build here. I'd like to get this one finished. We're gonna mess with the tracks and stuff. That can actually just stay there. So we're doing a little bit of science. I mean, look how much we've gained already. See, it goes slow, but it's progress. So this thing's pretty much done. I showed this off last time, but we need to change the tracks and unloading a bit, because we definitely do not need this many inserters for stuff, and reducing inserters is pretty important for the performance. So we need 1,500 furnaces a minute. In terms of the loading, if we take 1,500, divide by 60 to get a per second rate, so about 25 a second, an inserter can do 27, so, well, one inserter, obviously we have 6 wagons, so that's not gonna, we can't just do one inserter, we can do one inserter per wagon. That would be the, so this loads in the middle. I'm still debating. I'm not sure how we want to do these tracks is the problem. I feel like the 2 high output things should be in the middle, or high demand things, so the steel and brick should be in the middle, and then the load should be on one end and the red circuits on the other. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's a load. If we wanted to change this to an unload, we could certainly do so. We would want it to unload in the middle, though. And this is going to be brick, and then steel. I'm trying to figure out what side the station. So steel would be coming from one end. So let's say we flip this 90 degrees north. So essentially, it's vertical now with these 2 stations up here and those 2 stations down here. Then steel would come from the bottom, right? Because this would maybe go somewhere up here or something. And then brick ideally would come from the bottom as well. We would have brick smelting probably next to it, so it could come from the top. However, I prefer they not cross. And then red circuits would come from the main line. So red circuits would come from the top, and the load would come from the top. I mean, how this is set up now, this would work fine, except that brick and steel would be not in the middle, which I don't think is good. So what we need to do is move some of this. So he goes here, and then we need to go over to this end, and this guy needs to come down, line up with that one. So we need to change some stuff around here. So let's go ahead. Let's actually just clear all of this. It'll be a lot easier, I think, for me. Apparently there's 4 stone in there. Cool. So we need to figure out what the minimum amount of inserters is we can have. We already know the load, which is going to be, could just be on either side. So what we need to do here, so the unload, I'd like the unload to both be towards the middle, I think, rather than either side, so that they would both unload this way. So essentially what we need is we need to pull up our little calculation here for electric furnaces, electric mining drill, electric furnace. Okay, so we need 15,000 steel plate, and same with the brick. So if we again take 15,000 divided by 60 for a per second rate, that's 250 a second, divided by 27.7. That's how fast, that's how many items a second stack inserter moves. So that's 9 inserters, which we can't really do. I mean, you could pull like more from one wagon, but that would be really bad. We'll just do 2 inserters per wagon. That's 12 inserters. It's a little overkill, but it's better than like 4 or whatever this was. Excuse me. So we're gonna stick some locomotives. No locomotives. I had a ton of my helicopter, and why the hell not realize there were that many chests here? I do have these token chests I could probably get rid of. Same this stupid stone, I don't want that. Alright. Let's just do that. Still pumping away is some modules. I did use quite a few of those. Okay, so I don't know, maybe it'd be better to unload 1 to each end, I'm not sure. But let's just do this. So 1, 2, 3. 363s again. Pretty standard here. So if we do 2, we want the 2 closest to the center, I believe. I'm just gonna put, okay, so that goes, that's what, 4, 5, 6? Okay, so get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Oh, that's the wagon. There we go. So that unloads that way, and then this guy pulls in the same way. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to have to do a little bit of weaving or something back and forth. That's one problem with having them pull in the same direction. Really? Screw you. I could. We should alternate this, I think. So boom, 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 like that. Damn it! I'm always standing. I'm always standing where I'm trying to place stuff. Okay, so that way, because that's like the center here, and then it kind of alternates back and forth. This is kind of like what we did. I think it was the green circuits or the blue circuits. One of them, one of those ones. I've kind of lose track now of all these different builds we've done. There you go. And then this one would do the same. Again, trying to center it. The least amount of inserters possible. Like so. Output like that. And there we go. So there's that. And then, so that's the unloads for those 2. Now these I probably want to cap, I would imagine. Yeah, they're all capped to 1 stack, which I actually want it higher because I want these to be able to hold a whole train worth, and a cargo wagon is 4 rows, which, and we only are unloading with 2 inserters per. So it's gonna be a bit, I could do like 1.5, I suppose. Because that would be, well, that'd be 3. That would be 2. If we're unloading with 2 inserters per, it would be 2 rows per, you idiot. I don't know what I'm thinking, man. Alright. So we'll cap those. I could just leave them uncapped, but I prefer not to create a buffer of like 500,000 stuff here. So there's that. And then the load would come this way. And we can pull this up now. And actually, if we do it like this, we can actually, can we compress this? Yeah, not really. I thought we could. We could have if we output towards the outside. Oops. If these guys hit, like this one here, if he'd output this way, then this one would pull in and output in the middle here, and then same here, they would share, so these 2 can actually be snug up against each other, which maybe would be better. I mean, it is eliminating 2, it's eliminating 2 tiles of space. This is why sometimes I skip the design process on video, because this is what it is, guys. This is, it's me sitting back and thinking sometimes. I mean, outputting here and here is not great because you have this, like, crossbot travel more. But eliminating 2 tiles might be worth that. See, it's really hard to quantify this stuff. Like, I really don't know which one would be better. I mean, 2 tiles. It would bring everything closer. And it works because they both come in the same way, too. Because, like, steel could come in from here, and then brick would be, like, down here or something. And it would just wrap around, so having them right up against each other would be fine. I think I'm going to leave this for now, and I'm going to wait for your guys' comments. I'd be interested to hear what you say. I'll talk to my design team as well, see what they think. But then, yeah, so then loading of the furnaces would be like up here or down here. Red circuits would be whichever one the loading isn't. We would only need one inserter per wagon for the loading, and I think only one inserter per wagon for the red circuits, because they're only half of what the steel and brick are. We need 7,500 a minute of red circuits. Divided by 60 is that? Divided by 27. Yeah, one inserter per wagon. So that's good. That minimizes inserters for sure. Need some modules and stuff in here, but we'll have to see what happens. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Still making mod? Really? Could have sworn I turned this stupid thing off. Why are you still making modules? Is this... Oh. Well then. He's not actually connected to the controller here. We are still slowly going through research. Doesn't look like he's missing anything. Red, green, blue. He's missing blue. Well, we're slowly making blues, right? Or are you missing stuff? No, we're going. We'll chug through this. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I do apologize again about the other video. It's kind of just a really screwed up situation, but hope you understand. This one should work. First time that actually ever happened to me, with it just being permanently stuck at 360p. But anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. As always, if you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.